Hello Sagittarius, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading. So try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And a Six of Pentacles. Very nice. That is a lovely way to begin a reading. That is a lot of harmony, a lot of resonance, a lot of cooperation in the material world. I think this is going to be quite wonderful. It looks like there is a little bit of challenge getting organized. It kind of feels like our environment is not the best that it could be in order for us to really take advantage of this Six of Pentacles. See, we have an Eight of Swords, we have a Seven of Cups over here. So it feels like there's something going on right now that's holding you back from obtaining the success that you need right now. So we're going to get into that. But first, let's do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. Now we're going to select randomly from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And this is the card that we set aside. We'll put our frog friend right on top, and we'll just let them hang out over there. And we're not going to look at that until the end. Hopefully that card will tie everything together, give us the confirmation that we need. All right. So let's take a look at what's going on, because we see a lot of really good energy, okay? We see some fire. We see some water. We see some air. We see some earth. We've got quite a few major arcanas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcanas. That's a lot of major arcana. A lot of spiritual forces, a lot of very powerful forces are in your life. And I think that this is suggesting the inevitability of your success, right? We start with this Six of Pentacles. This is what we're attaining, right? This is our success, our cooperation. This is an environment that is beautiful and harmonious, right? This is everybody getting along. This is everything in our life coming together. This is perfect, right? I love this. But we seem to be a little bit challenged by some things going on around us, right? First thing is that Eight of Swords. It feels to me like you're in the environment that you're in, right? I don't know if this is at work or if this is at home, but I feel as if you have all of this potential, you have all of this momentum. I feel like you really have been making a lot of progress in your life, a lot of good changes, but I feel like your environment, maybe the people you work with, the company you're in, the place that you're in, I feel like there are elements in your environment that are holding you back, okay? And we'll get to some of those and what they could be or who they could be. But let's focus on this Six of Pentacles for right now, because this is a lot of success. This is your plans coming to fruition, right? This is a very harmonious, very beautiful, and well-balanced life with you right in the middle of it. This is what we're achieving. This is what we're focused on achieving. So you've really got your head in the game. I feel like you're committed to what you're doing. I feel like you have a lot of plans and a lot of determination. We got this Two of Wands up here. You're all about taking charge of your life and manifesting your fire, right? Accomplishing your goals. You're in charge. You're being the leader of yourself, right? And perhaps the leader of this company, this business, this environment. Maybe you're the leader of the family. You're the one that really is looking to make decisions that is in everyone's best interest. But if they don't want to come along, that's their problem, right? You're doing what needs to be done. You're following what seems to me like your head and your heart. You're doing the absolute right thing. But there are these conflicting forces in your life that are not necessarily challenging your authority, but I feel like they are just not matching your energy. Now, we're going to jump around a little bit because I feel like we kind of need to. Because I need to tell you what's coming, right? I need to tell you what these energies are that are around you. Over here on the path of the serpent, in this position, this is the position of your environment. Right? We have a 7 of Cups here in your environment. I feel like if this is a work environment or a home environment or whatever, I feel like it is kind of, it's a drain on your energy. I feel like you're surrounded by people that don't have the same ambition that you have. Okay? Let's go ahead and let's say it's a work thing. This is you trying to make decisions, trying to do a good job, trying to get this company or this business or maybe just your department really ahead of the game. You really are trying to do good work and create a successful, future. The people around you aren't really living up to that same kind of ambition. It's almost like they're kind of lazy, right? And I don't know these people. I don't want to speak ill of people I don't know. But I don't feel like they're matching your energy. And I almost feel like they're kind of they're pulling you down, draining some of your vitality, right? We might be experiencing a little bit of maybe a temptation to just stop trying so hard, right? 7 of Cups is usually indulging in things that aren't good for us. It's kind of like, well, everybody's just kind of sitting around. I want to just sit around too. It's hard to maintain this 2 of Wands activity level, determination level, this authority, this kind of leadership, when it seems like everyone around you is just not trying as hard. So then we kind of start to think, and that's where this 8 of Swords comes into it. We start to think, well, why should I? Right? We start to get caught in this loop of just saying, well, I'll just sit down and I'll just take a rest for a minute. Or, yeah, I'll just come watch TV with you guys for a second. Or, okay, yeah, let's go outside and take a break. But just a short one, then I'll get back to work. Before we know it, we're spending more and more time off task, right? If this is a work thing, everybody around you is just like, hey, let's stop talking about work. Let's take a break. Let's go get some coffee. Let's go outside or something. And we start to have this conflict. Right, we start to get kind of drawn into that. And it creates in us this 8 of Swords situation where we kind of know better, but we're still kind of tangled up in it. We're trying to maintain this harmony. We're trying to be personable and friendly. We don't want to seem like the outcast. We don't want to seem like we are, too good to hang out with everyone else. But we have ambitions, right? You've got things that you want to do. So we need to somehow protect ourselves from these kinds of the 7 of Cups forces. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with the people that are around you. It's not anything that they're doing necessarily. It's our own energy. It's our own choices with the 2 of Wands here, where we can choose to ignore these. Maybe these are just distractions, right? We can choose to ignore the distractions. And the 2 of Wands up here is saying that that's really what we're trying to do. We're trying to rise above this, the 8 of Swords and the 7 of Cups over here, and continue on our path toward creating this success and this harmony. Maybe we are really trying to work toward this goal, toward this success, towards getting a raise, getting a promotion. If this is something personal, maybe it's just about a fitness regimen that you're on. You're focused on health and wellness, or you're focused on saving money, getting out of debt. But there's just so many distractions, so many temptations that start to pull us away from what our goals really are, which are here, the 6. So we need to be aware of this. This is serious business. I think in the recent past, the Moon card is telling us that you made a big change recently. You turned a corner. We don't want to lose that momentum. I think you are in maybe a bit of a dark place, a bit of a tight spot, you know. You found your way out of this. We started getting out of the hole. We started making progress. The morning light has dawned a little bit. We don't want to lose this momentum. Okay. I think it was a pretty big change. Could be something health related. It could have been something financial. It could just be something at work too. Maybe you were unemployed. Now maybe you started with a new company, or anything like that. It wasn't so good. So now we're trying to improve. We're trying to get this 6 of Pentacles, but there are these other kind of distracting energies that if we succumb to these distracting energies, I feel like we're going to be right back here into the pre-dawn hours, right? Back into this darkness of that moon card. So we're trying to keep these. Now we have to be aware of these two. I like to shake the cards like we're in an iPhone here. And maybe I am. We have to be aware of these so that we don't fall victim to these, okay? And we have this Chariot underneath. You have big plans, right? You know where you're going. You know how what you do now is leading to the next phase, the next phase, the next phase. This 6 of Pentacles is really only one stop on your larger journey. And I think you have a very well-defined sense of where you're going now. I think you have a plan. And we kind of need to stick to it. Not start questioning or second-guessing, not start succumbing to these distracting forces. You're going places. Your Chariot is ready. You're prepared. You're well on your way, right? We're maybe in the home stretch now. But now's the time that we have to be the most vigilant, not to fall victim, again, to these maybe unseen forces. Maybe these are some energies that we're not really so aware of all of the time. We forget about them, or we just try to ignore them and focus on what we're doing, but they're still there underneath, and they're pulling us down. Now, in the immediate future, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. This is a very grounded earth energy. This is someone that can very easily remember the past. Now, this is a figure just, even in their attitude and position, they're looking out over that winding road. Now, that long and winding road, we could say, is the past. We could say that it really is this moon energy. You're not forgetting what that struggle was. You're not forgetting how hard you've worked to get where you are right now, or to get on the home stretch to getting this, right? You're almost there. So we don't want to forget the struggles. We don't want to forget how difficult it has already been. And then we can pivot and we can look at the future. See this? You don't know whether this figure is looking at the road behind them or in front of them. Maybe it's both. So I think we remember the past, we appreciate it for what it was, we don't forget it, we learn from it. And we apply that knowledge, that experience to the future. Because it's still a long and winding road in the future, right? To get to your ultimate goal, there's still a long way to go. We may be on the home stretch here, but it doesn't mean it's going to be an easy ride, right? It doesn't mean that it's all kind of just downhill, smooth sailing. We may be thinking that it is, and that's when this other energy is going to sneak up on us. Right? So we have to be grounded in the present moment. We have to understand, we have to be able to see, to peer underneath what's going on, to see the negative forces that are at work that might slow us down or prevent us altogether from getting here. But we also have to remember the past and keep an eye on the future. And I think we're doing that. I think over here, we have so many major arcana cards here that I feel like this is this is really something that's meant to be for you. This is really the exact kind of energy that you need. We had the difficulty in the past. We're making progress. And here we have the Empress. So this progress that you're making, this Six of Pentacles. Now, maybe it's not a work thing. Maybe this is something at home. Maybe this is your family. Maybe this is your friend group. I don't know. You're not doing this just for you. It's not as if you're trying to excel, to succeed, and you want to leave everybody else behind. That's not what the Six of Pentacles is about. You're trying to do what's best for everyone involved. And there seems to be this growing frustration, especially with the Eight and with the Two of Wands here. This, to me, feels like a growing frustration that the people around you, whether coworkers, family, friends, aren't taking this as seriously as you are, right? They're looking to you maybe to be the one to do this and to provide for everyone else while they just kind of take advantage, right? This is, to me, the Empress is feeling a little bit taken for granted. I think this is in your general energy. I think you are the provider. I think you are, whether that's financial support, moral support, emotional support, or spiritual support, you are providing for others. You are trying your best to attain this harmony in your life. And I kind of feel like you're being taken for granted. See, and the environment is this Seven of Cups. And I wonder if we are, I'm trying to word this in a delicate way. I wonder if we are being too giving, right? If what we think is helping other people, if we're just maybe enabling them, right? Because the Empress going straight into a Seven of Cups, it's almost like our efforts are just kind of making it worse, right? We think we're watering the plant, but really we're overwatering it. Or we're using, I don't know, something else. Now I'm thinking of the Idiocracy movie. Never mind. It feels to me like we are maybe enabling. I think we'll leave it at that. Okay. But I feel like it's your nature. I feel like you are the provider, the caregiver, and the environment around you is just taking. Okay. But what you don't want to do is completely turn your back. Here's that Hermit energy. This is in the position of what we don't want. We don't want to turn our back, right? But maybe the Hermit is what we need. Maybe this Earth energy, we have the connection with the Earth, right? These are some earthy cards. Maybe the best way to get to this harmony, this success, this beauty and resonance, whatever this represents exactly, maybe the best way to get here is to remember what this moon phase was like and do maybe the tough love kind of thing. Right? Maybe we have to withhold a little bit of what we've been kind of freely giving out. The Empress energy, this kind of Mother Earth energy, is abundant. It provides and provides and provides. Yeah. And the Hermit is still that Earth kind of energy, but it's pulling back. It's giving maybe less, or maybe sustenance of a different kind. Yeah. So it could be that we don't feel like we can just completely take charge of the situation. Maybe it has to be a little bit more delicate. If this is a work thing, maybe you're not really the one in charge who can just kind of, give orders around to everybody. Maybe there needs to be a little bit more subtlety. Maybe it's just, pulling back our support of others a little bit so that they maybe can start growing on their own, because I feel like they're being overwatered. Yeah. I feel like our our nature. And there's nothing wrong with this Empress energy. This is very giving, very loving, very affectionate. Yeah. So I know why we don't want the Hermit energy, but I can also see, because of that 7, why we might need it. And I think that's a big step for you. How do I pull back in this kind of situation? By pulling back, I think perhaps you feel, well, a little bit like this Hanged Man. If you pull back whatever it is in this particular situation that's overwatering the environment, if we pull back a little bit, if we kind of stop doing everything for everyone, that's going to put us maybe in this Hanged Man position, or so we think, where we might be looked at as a monster, as how dare you, right? But the Hanged Man here is saying that, look, I will accept all of the dirty looks. I will accept the hate mail. I will accept the the admonishment for doing this, because I know that it's the right thing for me to do in this situation. So we need this 2 of Wands, this confidence, right? This assertiveness. This is you making the right decision even when it's tough. Because we're going to reach this 6 of Pentacles. We're going to have this success. And if we have to do something about this energy over here, then so be it. It's almost like you're willing to suffer the negative consequences. Maybe people aren't going to like you so much, right? Maybe you're not going to get invited to the company picnic or whatever. But I don't think that's so important to you, right? I think that you're willing to be in this Hanged Man position, because the Hanged Man is someone who is, you're on stage and people are throwing tomatoes at you. They don't like the show. So be it. You'll take your lumps because you're doing the right thing. Yeah. The thing about the Hanged Man is that the Hanged Man always gets the last laugh, because it can very easily turn things around and be triumphant, right? It may seem like you are being punished, or you're having a difficult experience, you're being shunned, But in reality, you are creating a triumph for yourself, probably for these other people too, right? So we need to look at the situation as it is. So we really need this kind of objective viewpoint that we see with the Queen of Pentacles, who can assess the past, is grounded in the present, and can envision the future, how things are going to go. Yes, it might be a little bit difficult. We need some strategy going on here. It might make you look like the bad guy, right? You might be punished as if you were, the criminal here. But I think that's a suffering that you will endure for this. And really, if you're pulling back the overwatering, whoever or whatever you're enabling is going to rebel against you, and they're going to look at you like how could you? Like you've done something wrong. You've offended me. Well, you're just doing the right thing. You're doing everyone a service, though they're probably not going to see it that way. Do you know what I mean? Let's look at the mystery card now. I would like for this to be some more earth energy. I kind of feel like it's going to be more major arcana. I'm kind of feeling like an emperor energy here. But maybe we'll get the Art or Temperance card, which is your patron card. It's the card that would rule Sagittarius. So let's just see what we have. No, we have an 8 of Pentacles. So we do have some earth energy, which is good. Now the 8 is saying let's be cautious and slow. Let's be strategic. Now, I like the 8 of Pentacles. I wish it was with the Thoth deck instead, because you'd be able to really see the difference between a 7 of Cups and an 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Pentacles in the Thoth deck is an abundant tree. Its growth, it's flowering, it's coming to fruition. It's the exact opposite of this. It's kind of saying that the Eight of Pentacles is kind of saying that it's through the right amount of water and sunshine and love and the good soil and all this, that this is really going to grow and blossom. In order for you to get to these fruits, you can't indulge these other people. You can't overwater this environment because it's going to look like that. It has to be measured. It has to be careful and cautious, just enough, right? So this is that subtlety. I like that we have more earth energy, because I think the earth energy really is the solution of how we get to this success. We pull back. The hermit is a very good gardener. And the 8 is all about gardening, right? Growing something. And what we're trying to grow is our future. This 6 of Pentacles. So I think it's really important that we deal with this situation in our environment, because like I said at the beginning, it's kind of holding you back. It's preventing this from really flowering, from really coming to fruition. And I think that we need to have a strategy. We need to have a little bit more prudence is the word for this card, right? Prudence. Let's take it slow, step by step. Let's be cautious. Let's tend to this Empress energy a little bit, and maybe trim it back a little bit. You know what I mean? Anyway, we are going to do an extended. If you would like to stick around, Sagittarius, just click up there. That'll give you access to all of the extended readings, not just for Sagittarius, but for every sign. I want to thank you for being here. I encourage you to cross-watch, check your other placements, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't yet. And thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.